Hello my dear students, welcome to botany class. How are you everybody? I hope you all are well. In this class we will be talking about one of the most important topic, that is transpiration and translocation. Now let's first understand what did you mean by the word transpiration. Transpiration is a physiological process of plants. We learned from the earlier lesson that water is essential for different physiological work of plants. For that, plants absorb a large amount of water from the soil through root hairs. Plants use a portion of this water in different metabolic activities, and the rest of it goes out in the form of water vapor to the atmosphere. So we can say that the loss of excess water in the form of water vapor through aerial parts of the plants after physiological function is called transpiration. Here the aerial means the small opening of the plant part through which water is released. Here in the figure, plants absorb water from the soil through their root hairs, and this absorbed water translocated upwards through xylem vessel, and plant use a small portion of this water in different physiological activities, and the rest portion of water released to the environment as water vapor. So this is the transpiration process. There are three types of transpiration based on the place or organ of the plants through which water is lost. These are cuticular transpiration, lenticular transpiration, and stomatal transpiration. Most of the transpiration takes place through the stomata. Now stomatal transpiration. In the leaf there is minute opening surrounded by two guard cells. It's called stomata. That means stomata is a small pore which is found on the upper layer and lower layer of leaves. So stomatal transpiration is the elimination of water vapor through the stomata is called stomatal transpiration. Everybody see the figure. In the figure, a small pore, this one is a small pore surrounding by two guard cells. Guard cells are special types of cell. These cells are generally semicircular or kidney shaped in structure. It contains dense cytoplasm, large nucleus, and many chloroplasts. The opening and closing of stomata controlled by the guard cell. When guard cell absorb water, stomata open up, and when water released from the guard cell through transpiration process, guard cell become closed. A large number of stomata in the leaves present in the leaves. Depending on the species, 1000 to 60,000 stomata may be present per square centimeter in the leaves. Generally, the stomata remains open in daytime and close at night. In most of the plants, stomata remain fully open at 10 to 11 a.m. in the morning and 2 to 3 p.m. in the evening, and partially open in other times of the day. About 90 to 95% transpiration occurs in the plants through stomata. Stomatal transpiration occurs only in daytime because stomata opens in presence of sunlight. Now second one is lenticular transpiration. Loss of water in the form of water vapor taking place through the lenticel present in woody stem and fruits is lenticular transpiration. Lenticel is a small opening formed in the cork tissue of stem due to secondary growth of the plants. About 1% of transpiration occurs in plants through the lenticel. Lenticel found in mature stem, some fruits and root. In this figure, everybody see lenticel present in the matured stem, and it is found due to secondary growth of the plants. Due to secondary growth, of the plants, a small pod is developed on the stem by the rupturing of bark. This spore is called lenticel. For the secondary growth, many complementary cells are aggregate around the lenticel, and these cells around this spore loosely fitted and make a pod. This pod is called lenticel. Through this lenticel, a small amount of water is released. About only 1% of transpiration takes place through the lenticel. Now third one is cuticular transpiration. When cutin is a wax-like substance, is deposited as a layer on the outer surface of the leaf is called cuticle, and the transpiration occurs through this cuticle is called cuticular transpiration. In this figure, the upper layer of the leaves, there is a thick layer. This thick layer made up of cutin, and cutin is a wax-like substance. Through this cutin, small amount of water is released, and about 5 to 10% of transpiration occurs in plants through the cuticle, and this process is carried out all the time. Now let's see the transportation of water and mineral salt. We have already known that plants absorb water and mineral salts from the soil through root hair of the root. This water and solution of mineral salt must reach the leaves because leaves mainly use as raw materials for the manufacturing of food during photosynthesis. Again, the leaves send manufactured food to stem and branches. Transportation of water and mineral salt in plants is called translocation in plants. So, we can say that transpiration, the process by which absorbed water from root hair reaches leaves and food from different parts of the plant's body, is known as transpiration. All scientists agree with the necessity of translocation of water and mineral substance in plants. Now, the matter of considered is that the water and mineral substance that are to be used must be taken to the place where the reaction will occur. That is why transportation of water and mineral salt is very important. Water and mineral salt being absorbed through the root hair and go through the vessels of xylem tissue, cross the cortex region, and generally reach the leaves with the flow of transpiration. You know that the xylem tissue and phloem tissue helps to transport food materials and water materials. That is why vascular tissue is called transporting tissue, because vascular tissue consists of xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Xylem tissue helps to transport water and mineral salt from root up to other parts of the plants, while phloem tissue transport food materials and amino acid from leaf to different parts of the plant's body. If the flow in the xylem vessel or phloem sieve tube is blocked for any reason, the plants would die. So, transportation of water and mineral salt is very important for plants' life. Now, significance of transpiration in plants' life. Number 1. Absorption and upward conduction of water. You know that absorption process will continue by the vascular tissue system, and vascular tissue consists of xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Xylem tissue helps to transport water from root to leaf, and phloem tissue helps to transport food materials from leaf to different parts of the plant's body. So transpiration creates a pull on the water column in the xylem vessel. As a result, the water is absorbed by root and cell sap goes upward.
Salt absorption. Root absorbs some quantity of mineral salt along with water, so transpiration indirectly helps the salt absorption process. Regulation of leaf temperature. Transpiration prevents from getting overheated and also maintain proper humidity of leaves. Then photosynthesis. Water is one of the raw materials of photosynthesis. This water is very important to manufacturing food in plants. In the process of photosynthesis, transpiration process helps to absorb this water. The next one is rainfall. Due to transpiration, a huge amount of water vapor accumulated in the atmosphere through the stomata. They form cloud, ultimately comes down as rain. That is why in the forest region, rainfall is much more than other regions. Decrease water pressure. Due to transpiration, excess water is released in the environment, thus decreases water pressure of the plant's body. Transpiration process is very essential and significant process for the plants, but high rate of transpiration is harmful for the plants. That is why scientist Curtis said that excess transpiration is harmful for the plants and it is called necessary evil. Okay everybody, today up to this. Thank you everybody.